All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Healthy Living event sponsored by the Juice Plus community. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Carol Turnbow. I am a sales coordinator with the Juice Plus company. I'm also a CrossFit coach, a CrossFit Masters athlete, but my favorite thing to do is teach nutrition and to teach people that food really does heal. Tonight, you're going to be hearing from some of my teammates. We have all joined on a mission to inspire healthy living around the world, and I'm going to start by introducing our products. Our product line is simple, and it's going to remain simple because Juice Plus has figured out how to put fruits and vegetables in a capsule. It's food that our body needs on a daily basis, and I'm going to start by showing you what we call our core four. So our core four are fruits, vegetables, berries, and a full spectrum of omegas. Okay, our fruits, vegetables, and berries are 100% plant-based all the way down to the capsule. They're better than organic, non-GMO, picked at the peak of ripeness with an NSF seal of approval. And what that means is that what's on the label is actually what's in the capsule. So if you look at our label, this is the vegetable blend. We have fun things like broccoli, parsley, tomato, carrot, garlic, beet, spinach, cabbage, lemon peel, rice bran, and kale. So vegetables in a capsule, amazing. We also have a full spectrum of plant-based omegas. Juice Plus has cut out the middleman and went straight to the algae. That's what fish eat, and that's where they're getting our oils from. Also from pomegranate seed oil, tomato seed oil, and more, all plant-based, once again, all the way down to the capsule, made out of tapioca starch, with a full spectrum, 3, 5, 6, 7 of 9, like I said, plant-based omegas. So we also carry what we call complete protein powder, okay? We have complete bars, and we also have a tower garden, which is an aeroponic growing system where you can grow your vegetables in your living room, on your back porch, a nice small space, and there's lights and everything, amazing. So those are our products. What really attracted me to the products was the nutrition label. Like I said, it is food in a capsule, so our tri-pack carries a nutrition label. And so I'm really one of those people that turns the label around on everything that I buy. And so the nutrition label is very important to me. You also get a variety of over 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries in this tri-pack alone. And it just fills the gap between what I actually put in my body every day and what my body needs every day. So like I said, you're going to hear from many members of our team, and I'm going to start tonight by introducing Dr. Candice Corson. Welcome, Dr. Corson. We're excited to have you speak tonight, and you can go ahead and take it away.
Thank you so much for hosting this call, Carol. It is so special, and I'm so glad that we may be having a recording so that friends who wanted to hear you folks tonight will get a chance later. So what a blessing, Carol. Thank you. I just want to say very briefly my background, just really briefly, and then I'm going to introduce 5 team members who all are just loving being on this mission together, a mission of inspiring healthy living and really helping people have practical tools that are affordable and kind and proven to really upgrade their nutrition and upgrade their health at all ages. My background is in family medicine, and then I migrated into integrative medicine. My husband George and I met and married in medical school. We both were at Yale for college and medical school, and then we did our training, University of Rochester. He's an internal medicine specialist, and then went right into emergency medicine to make a bigger difference that he wanted to do. So he's practiced emergency medicine for many years. We're both now retired from clinical practice, but passionate and spending many hours doing this venture together, just like you, Carol, and all of us on this line. So we are passionate about giving people tools to take their health back. I came across Juice Plus 27 years ago, the day it came available. I did not pay attention, even though a good friend took time to share with me that day. And then years later, I did need to pay attention when our children's school needed to put vending machines into the school to take care of a shortfall financially. And that vending machine situation changed my career. Looking back on it, I'm ever so grateful, truly. The kids stopped eating plant foods because they didn't taste good. And within 4 months, one of our kids developed asthma, which he had never had before. The other one, recurrent bronchitis and acne, and he wanted to go on full-time antibiotics. That was his idea. And I said, no, darling, we're going to do something different. I didn't know what that was, but I found Juice Plus due to a friend. And we have loved it. It has given us so much joy to see the good things that have happened these last 19 years for us and really countless numbers of friends. So tonight I want to introduce my dear friend who's become a friend because of getting to meet in this business, Jennifer Smith, who is a registered nurse and a mother of 3, married to Sean, her wonderful husband. They're from Columbus, Ohio. And Sean is a concrete worker and now a yoga instructor and a personal trainer, and they're quite a powerful team. Jennifer has worked over 24 years as an operating room nurse at the Ohio State University hospitals. And I just want you to take it away, Jennifer, and then I'll introduce the others after you.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Corson, and thanks everybody on here for letting me share my story tonight. And real briefly, I just want to give you a background of how I heard about Juice Plus. I'm actually over at my best friend's house, and years ago, probably about 8 years ago, our daughters were 4, and she had these gummies, and I said, what is that? Is that a vitamin? And she said, no, it's an extra serving of fruits and vegetables. And I said, that's genius. Where can I get it? And she's like, oh, I just don't want to look it up right now. Just go home to juiceplus.com. And I said, okay. And I just thought that was amazing. So I went home. I ordered the fruits, vegetables, and berry gummies. I got a big order of it and brought it home for my 3 kids. My husband came home and said, what is that? And I said, it's an extra serving of fruit, vegetables, and berries. And he's like, that's genius. But, you know, I didn't do my homework on it. I treated it like a vitamin, and I didn't have them take it every day. I did not learn in nursing school nutrition. I had 1 course, and it was probably on the 4 basic food groups. So this wonderful woman got my order online. I did not know her. She's one of my best friends now. And she called me and gave me great customer care. And she was checking in on me to see how I was doing on my Juice Plus. And we got to talking, and she had 4 boys of her own. And I'll never forget the day I talked to her. When we hung up, I thought, wow, I wonder how she got that job. I'd love to call people and see how they're doing on their Juice Plus. My daughter was getting ready to start kindergarten or 1st grade, and I knew that it'd be probably time for me to pick up more hours at the hospital, because you know how kids, the older they get, the more expensive. Well, fast forward, I talked to her. She sent me things in the mail, and my brother-in-law was diagnosed with cancer, and he was very ill. And that's when I really started learning about Juice Plus. One of the nurses I work with said, you need to give them raw fruits and vegetables, the peel, the stem, and everything. And that's when I really learned that Juice Plus had capsules, and that was in it. And I asked the girl that called me, I said, is this like a pharmaceutical sales job? And she said, no, you know, you could do this as a business. And I said, oh my goodness. So I ordered it for my whole family. My husband's like, we need to get on this. I learned that we have the free children's program. I started giving it to my brother-in-law and our whole family. And I just can't tell you how much healthier we've been. I had cystic acne. I had strep throat. My daughter had strep throat. We've just been so much healthier. And then I could just go on and on about all my customers and the changes in their health. And I will forever share this and do this as a career, because I feel like I've helped more people than anything I've done in the 25 years as a nurse. So yeah, that's pretty much my story.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. I feel the same way, that we honor the doctors, the nurses, everyone in the trenches, in the hospital, in the office. We honor them so much, always, and now more than ever. And yet I have felt just for myself the same thing as you, that I've been able to, in terms of prevention and even helping people step away from so much chronic illness, to do more than I could one-on-one with a prescription pad as my only tool. With the nutrition tool, we can really help people repair the foundation. I want to go next to Kelley Harris, who is an occupational therapist and a wonderful mother of 4, married to her husband, Matthew. They're from Ohio. And she is now working passionately and sharing nutrition and health education with both Juice Plus and the Tower Gardens for home growing pure produce. So thank you, Kelley, for joining us tonight.
Thank you. I was actually introduced to Juice Plus through the Children's Health Study, which is now called Healthy Starts.
You're a little soft. Your voice is a little bit soft. Can you move a little closer to the microphone, maybe, Kelley? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Can you hear me better now?
It's a little better.
Okay, I have my speaker on the whole way, so I'll talk as loud as I can.
That's good. That's
this better?
Yes.
Okay, we'll do it like this. All right,
Perfect.
You can hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, I'll talk loud. Okay, I'll start over. Okay, I was introduced to Juice Plus through the Children's Health Study, which is now called Healthy Starts, and that was through my sister and my brother-in-law. They started taking the product, and with Juice Plus, children ages 4 through college age get the product for free. They had a baby who was not 4 years old yet, so they asked if I would want one of my children to get Juice Plus for free. And of course, I said yes. I didn't know what it was. I just knew it was fruit and vegetable gummies. And so I picked the child that was my least healthy, that didn't eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, mostly didn't eat a lot of vegetables. So after her starting to take that, I was noticing she was starting to eat more greens and was just appearing healthier. And that just made me want to think about what is this product and maybe it'd be something that could help me. Because at that time, I'd really been praying for something to help me because I was experiencing stress-induced adrenal issues. 3 years ago, I went to the cardiologist to make sure everything was okay with my heart because I was experiencing a racing heart, and when I'd exercise, it would beat really fast and it'd be very uncomfortable, and I wanted to make sure there was nothing wrong with me. Everything checked out okay, thankfully, and he just kind of came back and said, well, you're an overwhelmed mom of 4 and try not to be so stressed out. So that was good news. Nothing was wrong with my heart, but it wasn't good news because I still felt the same. So thankfully, I have a nutritional chiropractor that I have gone to for years, and I went to him, and that's when he discovered that I had adrenal issues. And he put me on some different supports, supplements, of course, and that helped the situation, but I was on all these supplements, and I really didn't want to be on those the rest of my life. So in the midst of taking all of these supplements, I thought, well, I'm going to start trying this Juice Plus that's helped my daughter. So I called and the company, and they said, well, you can just order it online or you can become a distributor. So I decided to become a distributor. At the same time, I signed up so I could get paid back on my own order. And I just started taking the Juice Plus capsules, and shortly after that, the Omega Blend came out. So that was all around the same time. And my goal was that I could get off all of my supplements and just take Juice Plus. So after about 4 months of doing the Juice Plus, because I know it takes 3 to 4 months for your red blood cells to be remade, so I took myself off all of my supplements. And since that day, I've never felt better. I mean, I felt better for years. I continue to feel good. This has been probably 2.5 years ago I did that. And about once or twice a year, I go back to my chiropractor and get a checkup, and he does the nutritional testing, and he finds every time since I started Juice Plus, all I test for is the Juice Plus, the trio, the red or the fruit, vegetable, berry, and the Omega Blend, and then vitamin D, which most of us need that as a supplement. That's all I check for. And he's just so amazed because he knows what a mess I was 3 years ago. And he's a big fan of Juice Plus. And so that is just something that I'm just so thankful for, because Juice Plus was a huge answer to my prayer. And I'm so thankful for the health I have now, because I just am a completely different person. My family can attest to. I'm so much healthier and I have a better outlook on life. That all being said, God knows what the future holds for us. And he knew that I needed to improve my health so I could survive. And I'm using that word survive because it was what happened. All the stress and trials that my family was in store for. Just months after my health transformation, both my mom, Joy, and my mother-in-law, Jeanette, were diagnosed with terminal cancer within 2 months of each other. Then sadly, both of them passed away within 2 months of each other. They're very much an integral part of my life and my family's life, and we miss them so much. In addition to them passing away, both my grandparents passed away within a short amount of time as well. So, of course, I know I'm so thankful for eternal life that they're all 4 in heaven, and it's just, you know, I know that they're better now, but you know, we miss them as we do when we lose a loved one. But I would just have to say, prayer and Juice Plus is what just totally transformed my health, and also it helps me get through what every day holds for us, because we don't know what every day holds. And I'm just so thankful that, well, I have God, number one, and I have Juice Plus, number two, because every day I do not go without both of them. And I'm very thankful to my sister and my brother-in-law who share Juice Plus with me. And so I just want to go and continue. I share with my family, and we're going to have some other family members talk tonight. And I just continue to share with family and friends and people I meet, wherever, because I know it's helped me so much. And I'm so thankful. And I appreciate you giving me time to talk tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kelley. And I just admire you and love you so much. And you make such a difference. And, you know, sometimes some of us feel that maybe the hardest people to share with our family, because we love them so much and we want something good for them, but we sometimes hesitate because we also don't want to bother them. But it's all about love and sharing and just open-handedly offering, are you open to taking a look? And you've really done that with family and friends and professionals you met in the community. So the next person I want to introduce is your brother-in-law, Dr. Steve Styer, who's an emergency physician from Ohio, and has come to truly appreciate, from what I understand, your own health aspects of being able to have Juice Plus for yourself personally. So I'm so honored to welcome you and really meet you tonight over Zoom. So thank you so much, Steve, for being with us.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay, hear me, see me, everything? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for this opportunity. Kelley is my sister-in-law. And roughly 2.5 years ago, when she became excited about Juice Plus, she talked to my wife and I about it. And we went ahead and decided. I was particularly encouraged and struck by all the research that had been done. So I've been a doctor since 1998. What's that make? Yeah. So about 22 years. I'm an emergency medicine physician in Columbus, Ohio. So I've been practicing emergency medicine as an attending since 2002. So that's kind of my background. Like the nurse that had talked earlier, you know, we didn't have a tremendous amount of nutrition in medical school. You can attest to that too. I'm sure your husband would agree. We didn't get a lot of training in nutrition, but I was struck by the vast amount of scientific literature and the research, the studies that have been done. I honestly didn't have a chance to go through all of them, but Kelley was quick to give me a long list, and so I was impressed by that because a lot of times you feel like maybe you're taking something that is, you know, the latest craze and may not have the research that backs it up. So the research was very important. The research was very important for me. So what I can tell you is that since November 2017, I've been taking it nearly daily. And I would say that as a busy emergency medicine physician that's working swing shifts and so forth, that's taxing to your body. There's a lot of stress associated with that. And I would estimate that I would probably get a viral-like cold URI, that kind of thing, about probably 4 times a year, maybe quarterly, I'd get something. And there's no doubt about it that since adhering to the Juice Plus daily, since around November 2017, I think it's minimized the colds that I've had to probably once a year.
Wow.
And when I feel something coming on, like a little sore throat, you know, kind of thing that's rearing up, then I'll sometimes go to taking 3 doses per day instead of 1 to 2. And that would be the red, the green, and the purple Juice Plus capsules. So my wife also would agree to that too. And I think anecdotally, we've noticed that our children, we have 2 boys that are 10 and 11, and then a 17-year-old daughter. We have a hard time, honestly, getting the 17-year-old daughter to take it. She feels like she has a little digestive issues with it, and you know how teenagers are. So she hasn't been the most compliant, and quite honestly, she probably gets ill more than the rest of us. So a little bit of an experiment there, just anecdotally in our family with one that isn't that compliant with it and the others are, and we're healthier. I would say the only other thing I would throw in, I don't know if I'm heterozygous for a condition called alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency. And I didn't even know that until I noticed that some liver enzyme markers were increasing a little bit and had some studies done. So they follow something called the GGT, which I know you're familiar with. That's often seen elevated in folks that drink a lot of alcohol. I don't have more than a glass of wine a year, maybe once a year. So when I saw my GGT was increasing, that was a little bit of a red flag. I looked into why that might be going on, had some studies done to look at the different liver pathologies. And really what we landed on is it's probably because I have a good gene and a bad gene for alpha-1 antitrypsin, and that impacts the liver. It also impacts the lungs. So we did notice, Kelley was like, well, hey, just kind of follow to see what your GGT is trending. And I did notice that there was a dip for about 6 months or so. That has now come back to kind of the baseline where it had been elevated. So there's a little valley where my GGT dropped. Honestly, I don't know if that was incidental or not, but kind of interesting. And then I would say that with the advent of the COVID-19, I have been religious about taking 3 doses a day. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking 3 of those tablets 3 times a day, and doing everything I can to boost my immune system, and also supplementing with some zinc and some vitamin C and so forth. So anyway, that's what I can contribute to the conversation anecdotally, and I appreciate it. It's nice to finally meet you.
Thank you so much, Steve. And I know my husband, George, will love seeing this recording later, being in emergency room as well. And our son is in emergency room full-time now in Indianapolis. And he's the one who did, his asthma did clear within about 3 months. And this was 19 years ago. We're so grateful. He is like you. We all are so grateful. And one of the things I love is that we know Juice Plus has been shown to lower systemic inflammation. And this is something that is so good when we pair that with the whole immune balance, better immune function, and less over inflammatory situation. That's a good thing for human beings in any part of life. And we just are grateful that we have that and we can share that. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
I want to go next to Draeton Fasone, who is 23 years old and is Kelley's nephew, also from Ohio. And he has a wonderful, amazing story about his health. And I'm just so glad you joined us tonight, Draeton. It was a pleasure to meet you in Ohio just a very few months ago.
It was great meeting you too. Thank you so much for the introduction. I am fairly young, so I don't have as much of experience as some of the other speakers that we have had on today. But I did have one major experience that was pretty eye-opening to me, and Juice Plus played a big role in my recovery. So my timeline falls in kind of the same timeline as my Aunt Kelley and my Uncle Steve, who were also speaking today. Right around the time that my aunt discovered it was the time that she approached my family about it and talked to my mom, and my mom's the first person to jump on, like, okay, what's the coolest, like the best healthy thing that we can do for the family. Loves the nutrition stuff and anything that can be naturally absorbed by our body. My mom's super into it, so we checked it out, we tried it. I think we started right around my birthday, so right around October, 2.5 years ago. And I was out a night with my friends, and we were just out and about having a good time, kind of celebrating my birthday, excited that I think I was just turning, I would have just been turning 21. And so we went back in for the night, crashed, up kind of late, woke up the next morning, and I was having really bad problems with my vision. I thought it was just that I was tired, kind of a lack of sleep. I kind of shrugged it off. Went out to eat with my friends, drove to Bob Evans, couldn't see the street because my vision was doubled. Things were kind of bad. I started getting worried after a couple hours. Nothing had changed. Called my mom, and she called my Uncle Steve, who had just spoke, and he was like, okay, we need to check this out. Went straight to Columbus, did a ton of tests, CT scan on my brain, just to make sure that everything was working right and things seemed to be okay. We couldn't really figure out right then what the double vision was due to. This was right around the time that I had started my Juice Plus. So we were like, what has changed since I started? And it was like, oh, Juice Plus is the only thing that's been changed. And so we were like, okay, is there any correlation here? And we looked into it. I went to see a couple more doctors and they were like, oh, maybe you have I think it was a vitamin C overdose. And so we were talking, and I think Dr. Corson and I think her husband sent me and my aunt some talks about, how the Juice Plus is real food. It's real food supplement. This is real fruits and vegetables ground up to a capsule, and you cannot overdose on anything like that. You have to be careful with the supplements that you buy at Walmart, overdosing on that kind of stuff, but real food, it should not be a problem. So we're like, okay, that's not a big deal. We kind of overlooked that. And I actually, once I figured out that the Juice Plus wasn't doing anything negative for me, it was actually probably helping me not get any worse. That's when, right around November, so it had been about a month, my symptoms had started getting worse. I was having very, very weak limbs. I was having a hard time walking, couldn't drive, so I'd have to walk to class. By the time I got to class, I was out of breath. My legs were tired. I couldn't work out anymore, which is a huge part of my life. I'm a personal trainer now, so that was really difficult for me. My face, the left side of my face was droopy. I couldn't smile on the left side. My eye was almost shut. A lot of trips to the doctor, and there were a couple of nights I had to stay overnight. And right around that time was Thanksgiving, and I decided to double up on my servings just to see if anything would change. Started taking 2 or 3 of each capsule instead of 1. Went into Thanksgiving, just doing that. My family was amazing. We had a huge prayer. Everyone put their hand on me. We all prayed. And I do think that it was a blessing. And I think God kind of put it on my heart, my family's heart, to double up servings and just see what happens. And right around that 2-month mark, which is when it starts getting into your bloodstream. And like my aunt had kind of mentioned, it takes time for this to start working and affect your blood and affect your body to the capacity that's able to. Right around that time, my double vision went away. My leg strength came back. My face started going back to normal. I was able to get off my steroid, my muscle strengtheners, and it's been over 2 years. I haven't had a single problem with it. I've been religiously taking it for, I've been taking the 2 doses every day for about 2 years. I honestly feel better than I did before I even started taking it. And it's been an awesome story for me. And ever since then, I've been, excited about it. I love talking to people about it. It's fun for me because, I saw it impact my life personally, and I've seen it impact my family's lives too, my Aunt Kelley and my Uncle Steve and everybody. So it's been something that has been a real blessing for me.
I'm so glad, Drayton, and just meeting you, you're just so healthy and radiant and full of life. It's just been such a joy to your story is, I wish, something that all healthcare people could hear. And I understand your diagnosis was in the autoimmune category. Is that correct?
Yep. I had an autoimmune neuromuscular disorder. So my neuromuscular system wasn't firing as it should have been. So that's why the facial droop and my muscles weren't working right. And my eyes were crossing. It's
huge.
Yeah, it is.
It's huge. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah. And I can't wait to learn more into the future. I know we're near the end of our time. Carol, our wonderful host, do we have time? We've got our last speaker is amazing, Kimberly Davis from Ohio. Do we have a time to hear her story for 2 minutes?
Let's hear Kim's story, definitely.
Kim Davis, I love you so much. Kim is a mother of 2, a daughter and son, a grandmother to 7. She's retired after 40 years working in the factory setting. And she says the next 40 years will be helping people take healthy back. She said, maybe not 40, but you gotta set goals. She loves flowers, gardening, reading, crocheting, day trips with her grandchildren. And she has made a huge change in so many people's lives, starting with her own father. Thank you, Kim, for joining us.
Well, thank you for asking me. I'm scared to death, but I will be short and sweet. 4.5 years ago, my dad, had arthritis so bad he was getting a bed sore on his tailbone. He had psoriasis. His fingernails were chipping off way, way back. He couldn't open a can of anything. And we're farmers by nature, you know, and he couldn't go out and do his chores, and he couldn't get in the tractors and combines, and he was getting kind of depressed. So I got worried about him. So I started looking online, you know, to try and find out something I could find, you know, reading all these articles and everything. I tried the cherry pills and that didn't work. I tried chondroitin and that didn't work. So then I told him he had to start drinking vinegar, which he wasn't real thrilled about that. And then a friend of mine told me about Juice Plus. I said, well, where do I get this? And she said, well, you got to order it from a lady in Columbus, which was Jennifer Smith, my sponsor. So I called her up and I said, can I have some of that stuff you got? And I kind of explained my dad's situation. And she says, we don't make medical claims, but she says, I think it'll help your dad. So 4 months in almost, Dad says, I'm about out of your pills. I says, what do you think? And he said, well, I think they're helping. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I finally found something. So I called this lady up again, you know, and I said, would you come to my house and do like a Tupperware party, but use Juice Plus? She said, I will. I said, well, you don't even know me. And she said, I will. Where do you live, you know? So I invited 7 of my friends, and 6 of them bought it that day. And she says, you need to be a rep. And I said, well, I can't do that. I have a flip phone. I don't have nothing, you know, I didn't have a laptop. I don't have nothing, you know. And she said, you can do this. And that was 4.5 years ago. No, yeah. And my dad is now, he just turned 89 years old. He goes out every morning and does his steers. He feeds his steers and everything. He goes out in the shop and starts a fire. He's back in the tractors. He's back in the combines. And he's a happy camper now. And I am forever grateful for my friend who told me about Jennifer, who told me about Juice Plus. And I have so many good stories of people that I've helped. So it's just amazing all the way around. Thank you, everybody.
Kim, thank you so much. I love you so dearly. And it's been such a joy to get to know you. And just closing it up here, Jennifer's Kim's dad also was suffering with an autoimmune condition, which in medicine we call psoriatic arthritis, and it can be a very tough situation, psoriatic arthritis. And his physician was able to, yes, he's off of all meds, and here he has his whole life back in this wonderful chapter of his life. So thank you so much for having the courage and the vision and for sharing with us. Thank you so much, Kim.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you guys, those stories were truly amazing. I'm so glad that we stayed on and let Kim share her story. And you guys, we're here every Thursday night, same time. So make sure you invite a friend and join us, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you so much. Good night, everybody.
All right.